Hello students, you must have seen my videos on what is goodwill and how goodwill is calculated. So today myself CA DADOO will be taking a class on treatment of goodwill at the time of admission. So there are various cases which I'll be discussing with you. Now, when a new partner is admitted into business, new partner is admitted, he has to bring two things. He has to bring capital and goodwill amount. Goodwill amount. Capital he has to bring for getting a share in the normal profits. He contributes capital as the other partners also have capital. When he contributes capital, he gets a share in the normal profits. And when he pays compensation for goodwill, he gets a share in super profits. He gets a share in super profits. So first of all, be very clear about this concept. A new partner, when comes into business, he has to bring two things, capital plus goodwill amount. Capital he brings for having a share in normal profits, and goodwill amount he brings for having a share in super profits. Clear? Now, there are various ways and means Now, when a new partner is admitted, the question says he brings 50,000 as capital and premium for goodwill rupees 20,000. Now, there are various cases in this. In the first case, the question says the new partner pays premium for goodwill privately. Now, we will not record any entry in the books for paying premium for goodwill privately. For capital, the entry would be recorded, but not for premium for goodwill. So, first case, when the new partner pays premium for goodwill privately, there will be no entry. Second case, the new partner brings premium for goodwill and it is retained in the business. Entry would be cash account debit to premium. Cash to premium. At times, some authors also write premium to goodwill. So this would be 20,000 rupees. I mean to say cash, it could be bank / cash, 20,000. This 20,000 amount will be distributed to the old partners in their sacrificing ratio. Second journal entry would be premium account debit, rupees 20,000. Suppose there are two old partners A and B, 20,000 to A and B in their sacrificing ratio. This will be credited to the old partners in their sacrificing ratio. Suppose the sacrificing ratio of A and B is 3:2. So this will be 12,000 to A and 8,000 to B. I repeat, the new partner brings in premium for goodwill in cash and question doesn't say anything. This implies the new partner brings premium in cash and it is retained in the business. How it is retained in the business? See here very carefully. This is the balance sheet. The new partner brings cash 20,000. This is the asset side. This is the liability side. A's capital account plus 12,000. B's capital account plus 8,000. Now what has happened? This amount is retained in the business. This amount has retained in the business. Now I come down to third case. Third case says this amount is withdrawn by the old partners. This amount is withdrawn by the old partners. The first two entries will remain the same. The third entry would be A's capital account debit 12,000, B's capital account debit 8,000, to cash 20,000. To cash 20,000. What has happened? A withdraws this amount, B also withdraws this amount, and cash is withdrawn. So money is not retained in the business. Money is not retained in the business. So the third case says the new partner brings in cash for his premium and it is withdrawn by the partners. Is this clear? Now another case. The question says A and B withdraws partly. A and B withdraws partly. Suppose they withdraw just half the amount. Then the first two entries will remain the same. Third entry, alternative for this would be A's capital account debit 6,000, B's capital account debit 4,000, to cash 10,000. So they have withdrawn only partly. So what happens here? A withdraws only 6,000, B withdraws only 4,000, and cash is withdrawn only 10,000. So what happens? बिजनेस में 10,000 रुपए कैश रह जाता है और यहाँ पे A का कैपिटल अकाउंट 6,000 से क्रेडिट रहता है और B का कैपिटल अकाउंट 4,000 से क्रेडिट रहता है. So this is the fourth case, fourth entry. So I repeat. In the first case, the question says the new partner pays premium privately, no entry. Second case, the partner says he brings in premium and it is retained in the business. Question नहीं भी कहता retained, मतलब हमारी एंट्री होगी बैंक को cash to premium and that will be distributed to all partners in the sacrificing ratio. Then in the third case, they says that this amount is withdrawn by the old partners. So these two entries will remain the same. In the third entry, we will have A's capital account debit 12,000, B's capital account debit 8,000, to cash 20,000. Another case. They withdraw only part of the amount. They withdraw only part of the amount. When they withdraw part of the amount, so it would be A's capital account debit. Suppose they are withdrawing 50%. B's capital account debit 4,000, to cash 10,000. So in our new balance sheet, the amount will remain by only 10,000 and A's capital account and B's capital account will be credited by 6,000 and 4,000. Now these cases which I have explaining to you is that when the new partner is being admitted into the business, no goodwill was appearing in the books. No goodwill account was appearing in the books. Now I come down to the second cases where goodwill is already appearing in the books. When goodwill is already appearing in the books. Now I am explaining you the second part when in the balance sheet of A and B, this is balance sheet of A and B, goodwill is already appearing in the books. Suppose goodwill is appearing by 10,000 rupees. And the new partner brings in cash for his premium. So always remember, this goodwill has to be written off. AS 26 is very clear. We have to record only goodwill which is brought in cash. So this goodwill will be written off. A's capital account debit, B's capital account debit to goodwill. This will be debited in old ratio. Old ratio. Suppose old ratio of A and B was equal. So this will be A's capital account debit 5,000, B's capital account debit 5,000 to Goodwill. तो हमारी Goodwill यहाँ से cancel हो जाएगी. Now the new partner brings in cash for his premium. Entry would be cash account debit 20,000 to premium 20,000. Then premium account debit 20,000 to A's capital account 12,000 to B's capital account 8,000 in their sacrificing ratio. How is the question framed? When C is admitted into the partnership, Goodwill is already appearing in the books by rupees 10,000 and the new partner brings in cash for his premium. These would be entries. Now, if the question says this premium brought in by the new partner is withdrawn by the old partners, these entries will remain the same. The additional entry would be A's capital account debit 12,000, B's capital account debit 8,000 to C's to cash 20,000. सो इस पिक्चर में क्या होगा? ये गुडविल खत्म हो चुकी है, कैश आया 20,000, ए को मिला 12,000, बी को मिला 8,000, इसमें से फिर कैश निकल गया 20,000, ए ने विड्रॉ कर लिया 12,000, बी ने विड्रॉ कर लिया 8,000. पिक्चर क्लियर? कुछ नहीं होगा. बैलेंस शीट में गुडविल भी चला गया, कैश भी आया, निकल गया, ए और बी निकल गए. नाउ इफ द क्वेश्चन सेज दे विड्रॉ पार्टली, तब आपकी ये वाली एंट्री नहीं होगी. इसके बदले जितना भी अमाउंट विड्रॉ करेंगे, सपोज एज कैपिटल अकाउंट डेबिट 12,000, सपोज ये विड्रॉ करते हैं हाफ द अमाउंट, तो एज कैपिटल अकाउंट 6,000, बीज कैपिटल अकाउंट 4,000 टू कैश 10,000. ये हो जाएगा, ये विड्रॉ हो जाएगा. ये विड्रॉ हो गया यहां से. तो यहां पे अब क्या रहेगा? यहां से विड्रॉ खाली 10,000 होगा, तो यहां पे आपके पास बैलेंस रह जाएगा 10,000. और यहां पे क्या होगा? यहां से 6,000 विड्रॉ हो जाएगा, 6,000 रह जाएगा, 6,000 रह जाएगा. और यहां से 4,000 विड्रॉ हो जाएगा, ठीक है, और 4,000 रह जाएगा. तो आपकी बैलेंस शीट टैली कर देगी, क्योंकि ये गुडविल तो कट गई. ओल्ड पार्टनर्स के कैपिटल अकाउंट्स में डेबिट हो चुकी है, ओल्ड पार्टनर्स के कैपिटल अकाउंट में से ऑलरेडी निकल चुकी है. ए के कैपिटल अकाउंट से -5,000 हो गई है, बी के कैपिटल अकाउंट से -5,000 हो गई. ये गुडविल यहां से यहां पे खत्म हो गई. नया प्रीमियम आया, प्रीमियम पहले पार्टनर्स को मिल गया. अगर रिटेन करना चाहते हैं तो विड्रॉ नहीं होगा, विड्रॉ करना चाहते हैं तो विड्रॉल हो जाएगा. तो इट विल बिकम वेरी क्लियर. नाउ इज दिस क्लियर? ये ट्रीटमेंट समझ आ रहा है? वन हैज टू बी वेरी क्लियर विद द ट्रीटमेंट. अब कभी कभी क्या होता है, क्वेश्चन आपसे कह सकता है कि सी कैपिटल तो लेके आया है बट प्रीमियम के पैसे नहीं लेके आया है. तो उस केस में क्या होगा? सपोज वो कहते हैं सी ब्रिंग्स रुपीज 20,000, सपोज सी ब्रिंग्स रुपीज 30,000 एज कैपिटल. सी 30,000 एज कैपिटल लेके आ रहा है. दिस इज सी. हमारी एंट्री होगी बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट 30,000 टू सीज कैपिटल अकाउंट, टू सीज कैपिटल अकाउंट 30,000. अब हमारी एंट्री क्या होगी? सीज कैपिटल अकाउंट डेबिट 20,000 टू एज कैपिटल अकाउंट, टू ए के कैपिटल अकाउंट में चला जाएगा 12,000 रुपए और बी के कैपिटल अकाउंट में चला जाएगा 8,000 रुपए. तो प्रीमियम का पैसा अलग से नहीं लाया, वो कैपिटल के अंदर लेके आया है. अब बैलेंस शीट में क्या इफेक्ट आएगा? यहां पे हमारे पास कैश आ गया 30,000, सी का कैपिटल अकाउंट हमारा इंक्रीज हुआ 30,000 से, बट उसमें से फिर ए को चला गया 12,000 रुपए, बी को चला गया 8,000 रुपए. यहां से हमारा कितना कम हो गया? 20,000 रुपए. यहां पे कितना रह गया? 10,000. और यहाँ पे रह गया 10,000 और यहाँ पे रह गया 20,000, तो टोटल वही 30,000 आ गया. So this is the concept of treatment of goodwill at the time of admission of the partners. ये हमारा ट्रीटमेंट रहता है at the time of admission of the partners. ये सारे केसेस हैं जो आपकी बुक में भी दिए हुए हैं. अगर आप उनको अच्छी तरीके से गो थ्रू करेंगे तो आपको एकदम क्लियर हो जाएगा. This is a topic of treatment of goodwill at the time of admission, and AS26 does not get violated because AS26 clearly कहता है we will record goodwill only when it is being brought in cash or it is purchased. So by these entries, our aspect of AS26 is absolutely not violated. So you can go through these entries, and if you have any problem, I will come back to you again. Thank you.